This is our last question, team. So here we go. This one from Grayson. For organizations just starting their AI journey in governance or board reporting, what initial training or practical steps do you recommend? And for those using AI to generate content, like we all do now, what tips do you have for crafting good prompts to get really high quality results? Now, I'm going to select Helen first here because Helen has a fantastic framework, which we talk about in our masterclass, right, Helen? That is probably nicely aligned to this question, and that's your core framework. Do you want to just talk really quickly about that?
Yeah, I will do. I also just actually, based on that question, I just wanted to say, like, if you want a starting point for governance and AI in your organization, I've worked with BoardPro to put together, I think it's about a 4.5 hour masterclass, which you can just download. You can watch it in your own time. It's split into very short modules, so you can literally just pick it up 10 minutes here and there. And that will actually take you through all of the different aspects of AI, both from the competitive landscape, the practical use cases in your governance practice, how to think around actually governing AI and what you need to do within your organization, and then also sort of a quick peek into the future on what's happening. So within that, there is a prompt engineering framework, which we cover. I'm not going to go through it in detail because I don't want to give too much of it away. But the core framework, one of the most important things is just giving the context for your question within ChatGPT or Claude, whichever. I tend to use ChatGPT just because it's my go-to one. So giving the context of the question, being really clear about the objective that you want from the AI. What is it that you want it to actually do for you? Put in a bit of detail about the requirements. What are those going to look like? What are the details and the steps? And then really, really importantly, the edit piece, which is go back, interact, be human, add your critical thinking and your judgment to make sure that you're not just getting the first answer that it gives you. So it's that refinement step. So that's just very, very quick high level of the core framework. But I know both Simon and Alexei have frameworks that they teach within their this Black Belt Six Sigma or something, isn't it? It's a very cool name for your course.
Alexei, do you want to cover that?
Yeah, definitely. So it's probably more, I mean, boards can do that. It is a combination and designed for people, in the operational roles. So it is intensive. It's a hands-on. And one of the things that I really love about it is not just a theoretical course that people are going away from their work. They're actually doing it an hour a week. They get to apply their specific role as their skill stacking and learning from week to week. It also does touch on, ROI, how do we calculate what we're doing, risk management, and also strategy and innovation and applying frameworks to our critical thinking as well.
So how do people find out more about that, Alexei?
They could definitely contact Simon or I. So my email address, Simon's email address, and we can take them through what that looks like as well.
Fantastic. We'll pop that on screen for everybody a little bit later on.
I just wanted to tuck in as well, Sean, that if people just want like a very fast essentials for their board, one of the other things that we do it directly is actually come into the boardroom and just give a 30-minute, 45-minute overview of, from a governance lens, what's important for boards to understand when they are thinking about AI. It's definitely not the practical user tools that Simon and Alexei cover. It's much more sort of an elevated board level conversation about what they need to be thinking about within their organization when they're starting their AI conversations.
Do you do that virtually, Helen, or in person?
I do that virtually and in person. It's always more fun in person, mostly because I get to see people's faces when they start actually realizing the power of AI. Because it's that moment when you suddenly go, I had no idea it could do so much. And it's here right now.
What's your catchphrase? Are you ready?
The future's here, ready.
Ready. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So that brings us to the end of our Q&A session, team. Thanks so much for your time. We'll be doing this after every webinar because we always get so many questions from the audience that are unanswered. So I think this is a good format and a good platform to address those questions. Do you agree?
Absolutely.
Great.
Yes, it's been very worthwhile. And for people who have questions, then this is well worth listening to.
Fantastic. So thanks again, everybody. We'll see you next time.